It is so hard to believe, but we are only about 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving.
The holidays are just closing in on us. And while the travel always comes with its issues, this year, though, has us wondering how roughly 20 months of limited pandemic travel can impact your flight now.
10 Investigates' Courtney Robinson asks, how safe are we in the sky?
Just look around. Passengers coming, going. At Tampa International Airport alone, on any given day, there are now more than 60,000 passengers, almost the same levels as 2019, before the COVID pandemic brought this to a halt. Rewind back to April 2020, the height of the pandemic, a mere 1,500 inside the massive TIA, planes parked in the middle of the desert, pilots grounded.
I've spent many sunrises and sunsets in the cockpit. The pandemic changed all that.
10 Tampa Bay aviation expert Mark Winekrantz spent 40 years in the cockpit, 7 in the Air Force, 33 for a major airline. He says sitting idle for him or any pilot can mean problems back in the skies.
You lose skills, you lose the rhythm of it. More than anything, you just kind of lose the rhythm of it.
And that is when he says mistakes can happen. 10 Investigates wanted to know what impact COVID had on pilots and aviation safety. We searched through the Aviation Safety Reporting System database, a monitoring program funded by the FAA that allows aviation workers, from mechanics to air traffic controllers, flight attendants, and pilots, to voluntarily and confidentially report mistakes and alert the government to potential safety issues. Lack of flying, or COVID, or pandemic. A quick search between January 2020 to October 21. Within seconds, 1,035 reports. Inside all this data, we counted 206, pointing to pilots out of practice.
Second flight in over 7 months due to COVID.
Reporting rustiness.
I know I felt a bit rusty and tired.
Proficiency problems, mistakes due to lack of flying.
There were many errors.
In those 206, we found problems like this one. 2 pilots taking off from St. Pete Clearwater Airport. Thunderstorms in the area. Both pilots state they had not flown in over 2 months. And the mistake? Overshooting their altitude, which our expert says could have created a conflict with other planes in the sky.
The biggest problem is when you're not into the mode where you're accustomed to doing everything on a day-to-day basis. The distraction takes you out of that picture, and then you can miss the little thing. And the little thing might become bigger.
Is there a fix?
The orchestra is getting tuned up.
We found airlines do have their own rules to help pilots get back that rhythm, like time in simulators. The FAA also has standards to address pilot proficiency that include 3 landings every 90 days. Amid the pandemic, those were eased as planes sat idle and airlines felt deep cuts. So, what did the FAA have to say about the reports we dug into? They responded, quote, "The FAA has maintained resiliency across its operations throughout the pandemic, saying their data-driven safety system detects risks, catches problems early, including any that may result from COVID-related factors."
Do you believe that the system is detecting risks and addressing problems early?
Yes, we believe so.
That's Dr. Hassan Shahidi speaking with us via Zoom from inside the main terminal at TIA. He runs Flight Safety Foundation, a nonprofit focused on aviation safety, working with airlines and regulators.
We believe that there are a robust set of checks and balances in place to make sure that all risks are identified and addressed in a proactive way.
The fact that we're seeing reports means the system works. Pilots are voluntarily checking themselves, and you, the passenger, likely have no idea when the orchestra is out of tune.
When you look at these reports, would you refer to it as danger in the skies?
No, I think this is preventing danger in the sky.
Flight Safety Foundation is also in the middle of a deep analysis to see if some of the errors listed in reports citing lack of flying existed at similar levels prior to the pandemic, to see if there truly is a pattern here.
And Courtney, you found other issues as you went through all of these reports.
We did. There were 125. These are those 125 reports citing concerns over staffing levels within air traffic control. So let's take a deeper dive. Those staffing issues leading to miscommunication and staff reporting being overworked. Our independent safety expert says air traffic controller hiring and training should not be disrupted by budget issues or government shutdowns, and added the FAA has plans to ensure facilities are staffed to safety levels. We asked the FAA about staffing for our 3 major airports. They told us, quote, "We have not experienced a change in facility staffing at the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, or Sarasota airports. The FAA is focused on training at all facilities to develop and certify new air traffic controllers."
All right, thank you so much, Courtney. If you're curious and want to see what those levels look like, you can see current staffing levels right now. We have a link to that and that aviation safety database 10 Investigates use all in this story. You'll find that at 10tampabay.com.